My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine. Over 30 years of medical experience. Today, guys, Dr. B wants to talk to you about a very important topic that affects all of us, no exception, whether you're a man or a woman or anything in between. And that is the loss of muscle mass as we get older, right? The muscle wasting of aging, right? Guys, I'm right now 50 years old, right? I apologize, 50 years young. Look. Dr. B, 50 years old, right? 50 years young. Listen, I started to notice how much my muscle mass has decreased about 5 years ago, right? I have changed a lot. Guys, I used to go to the gym all the time, right? And I still go to the gym all the time, every day, no exception, 2 hours, right? 2 hours, I go to the gym, I do my cardio, I lift weights and everything, right? By the age of 45, that was 5 years ago, I started to notice that really I can no longer push all these heavy weights that I used to be able to push. And every year it has become worse and worse and worse, right? So I have lost a lot of muscle mass, which is again a normal physiological condition situation that we will all have to confront, whether you're a man and a woman, right? So it's a natural phenomenon, right? As we get older, we lose a lot of muscle tissue, right? Now that's a big problem for us, right? Whether you're a man or a woman, it's a huge problem because muscle mass is responsible for thermogenesis, right? So it creates that heat, our body heat, right? So then when you lose muscle mass, you get quickly cold. You have to be always covered. Even in, have you noticed how elderly people, they get cold? For me, the temperature looks great, but the guy comes in the exam room at the clinic, he says, how come it's cold here? He's covered with all this stuff, right? In addition to that, right, having less muscle tissue, right, makes you more prone to develop diabetes, right? Because the muscle tissue uses a lot of glucose, is responsible for burning a lot of fat and a lot of sugar, right? So it keeps you healthy, it keeps your metabolism healthy, right? So I can no longer lift weight like I used to, right? I have to watch a lot my diet because I have less muscle tissue, right? So I can no longer, like before, eat so many calories, eat so much sugar, rice, pasta, bread, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy, right? So right now I'm on the keto diet and it's so good for me. That keto diet is perfect for me, right? Now, what can you do about that, right? Now, some people decide, some men decide to go on testosterone supplementation therapy, right? TST, supplementation, testosterone supplementation therapy, TST. I personally would never ever do that, right? I would have the option to go see a urologist, right? And he's going to prescribe me testosterone supplementation, right? My testosterone level is still normal, within normal limit, but it's half what it used to be when I was in my 20s or 30s or blah, 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 right? And it's going to get worse and worse as I get older, right? But I will never, ever, ever go on testosterone supplementation therapy because of the risk of prostate cancer. Now, there's a huge debate of, oh, but if you take a small dose and blah, 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 your prostate will not be at risk and blah, 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 blah. The problem is that so-called low dose has not been defined yet. And everybody is different. My prostate is different than your prostate. My prostate at the age of 50 is different than what it was at the age of 40, and it's different than what it will be at the age of 60 and later, right? So our prostate gland, which is extremely hormone sensitive, just like the breast of woman, right? The breast of woman and the breast of men are extremely hormone sensitive, but to different hormone that we call estrogen, right? Estrogen and progesterone, right? So for us men, going on testosterone supplementation therapy is a big decision that we have to make in our life, right? Are you going to do it or not? Obviously, the pharmaceutical industry and urologists, they want you to do it, right? Because they are happy to sell you that testosterone, and your doctor, urologist, is happy to give you the prescription. He's going to see you, blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah. Everybody making money, right? Personally, I will never do that, because it is just not worth it, not worth the increased risk of prostate cancer. Now again, as I said, they say if you take a low dose, there is no increased risk of prostate. But who defines what is a low dose? And what is a low dose for me might not fit somebody else. Everybody has different ages, different prostate, different physiology, different metabolism, right? And we don't have yet long-term studies that can prove the benefit of low-dose testosterone supplementation in different ethnicities, right? For example, we know that black people are way more prone to develop prostate cancer than other ethnicities, right? So a low dose for me might not fit a low dose for a black person, right? So be very careful if you are at the age of 50 or above and you hear about these pharmaceutical industries, your doctor pushing you to get this testosterone supplementation therapy. Be very careful, be informed, and blah, 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 blah. Do your own due diligence. Again, Dr. B, and I know a lot about medicine, I know it all, 30 years plus in medicine, I decided to not do that. That would have helped me a lot about becoming more muscular, right? Having testosterone, because testosterone helps grow muscle, right? But I decided not because of the side effect. For women, there's no other option. There's no testosterone supplementation therapy option, right? Women, you cannot give them testosterone. It's going to virilize them, virilization, right? Masculinization, right? You cannot do that. For both men and women, right? Another option is to take a medication called specific androgen receptor modulator, SARMs, S-A-R-M, S-A-R-M, specific androgen receptor modulator. Those are medications that, like testosterone, are going to stimulate your muscle growth, right? You're going to become big, good muscle tissue, and they don't have a side effect. They don't stimulate the prostate gland, because the prostate, you men who are looking at me, your prostate is extremely sensitive to testosterone. It grows bigger with testosterone. And there's a huge risk, right, that if you give a man testosterone for too long, means if the prostate is under the influence of testosterone for too long, too many years, therefore you're going to have prostate cancer. Now the benefit of these SARMs, S-A-R-M, SARM, specific androgen receptor modulator, is that they're allowed to grow muscle mass, but they don't have any side effect on the prostate. They don't increase the risk of cancer, growth of the prostate gland. The problem is that they haven't been approved yet by the FDA, because they are still illegal. Bodybuilders, they use them, right? Bodybuilders. They use them as performance enhancing drugs, right? PED. And other athletes, right? Many athletes, they use that SARMs as a PED, performance enhancing drug, so that they can have more muscle, right? And be more competitive and beat other people who are not cheating, right? But these SARMs have not been approved for mass marketing by the FDA. They are illegal. You cannot buy them. So that's a big problem. Maybe later, if they get approved, then I will go on them, right? But they have to go clinical trial and blah, 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 so that we know they are safe and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. For men and women, the only option that we have left, if men decide to not go on testosterone, right? The only option to keep our muscle mass, or at least to slow down the rate by which we lose muscle mass every year, right? Every year we lose more and more and more and more muscle mass, right? By now I'm 50, right? I'm going to have more muscle than when I'm going to turn 60, 70, 80, 90, blah, 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 right? It's a big problem again, right? The only option is to lift weights. Means you have to have weight-bearing exercises, right? Means walking is not going to do it. Swimming is not going to do it, right? You have to do push-ups. You have to do pull-ups. You have to get dumbbells at home while you're watching your movie, right? Or doing your work on the computer. You take a break and you do 1 set and then 2 sets. Dumbbells, right? You can buy cheap dumbbell everywhere, right? It's cheap. You can order them. They deliver it and they deliver them. Or weight bars, right? Push-ups, pull-ups, right? At the gym, I do any type of weight-bearing exercises, right? You can do squats. You can do those incline press for your legs, for your buttocks, right? So for people like me, men like me, who have decided to not go on testosterone supplementation therapy because of the risk of prostate cancer over the long term, right? And also for women who cannot be on testosterone, the only option, guys, to slow down your weight loss is to do weight-bearing exercises. Guys, I beg you, do not fall into the trap of buying these fake supplements and all this fake stuff. They sell you these creams to put on your skin, on your muscle, on your skin, blah, blah. It's all BS. It's all fake stuff. They're going to give you this supplement, this product that is supposedly a plant that they found somewhere in the Amazon forest and blah, that can grow your muscle. This is all BS. They just want your money, guys. Guys, Dr. B knows everything in medicine. Trust Dr. B. Don't get fooled by these fake advertisers, by these misinformation, disinformation, by people who are dishonest, who only want your money. There is no other option, guys, for a man to grow muscle mass other than take testosterone supplementation, which comes with a risk of prostate cancer, do weight-bearing exercises. Dr. B, for now, will never ever take any supplement, testosterone supplementation. Maybe later I will take some SARMs, specific androgen receptor modulator, once they become legal and approved. But for now, what I do is that every day, no exception, I do pull-ups, I do push-ups, I do dumbbells for my biceps, for my triceps, right? And of course, I do crunches for my abs. I do back lift like that, right? For my spinal muscle, the muscles that we call the erector spinae muscle in the back, very strong muscle that, these, when you do these exercises, when your legs are stationary, but you put your head up and down at the edge of a table, right? And you lift your back like that. My God, this is so good. And it's going to also tone your muscles, right? And it's going to massively lower the rate at which you're going to lose muscle mass. For ladies, for women, there's only one option, and that's the only one that there is, right? Especially after menopause. Women start be aging with a way lower amount of muscle tissue than men, because during their entire life, the testosterone level was 1/10 of what men has. So by the time a woman reaches the age of 50, she has way lower amount of muscle tissue than a man. So she's at a very huge disadvantage. For a woman, the only option left is to do weight-bearing exercises, and that's not just once or twice a week. Nothing gonna happen with once or twice a week. Every day. If you're a woman and you're listening to me, just have little dumbbells and a little bar at home, right? Do little crunches at home, right? You put your leg under your couch and you do crunches, right, for your abdominal muscle, right? And you have these dumbbells every day. You have to do your biceps, you have to do your triceps. Nothing gonna happen if you do it once a week, twice a week. What's gonna happen? And for 10 minutes, I mean, nothing gonna happen to that, right? Like my sister, she thinks doing a few dumbbells like 5 or 10 minutes once or twice or 3 times a week, right, is going to change. You're not going to do nothing, right? Nothing going to happen to her, right? You're not going to get no freaking muscle. You need to put a lot of strain on the muscle, and it has to be on a chronic, regular basis for your muscle tissue to respond to that strain, physical strain, and to develop more muscle fibers, right? So follow my advice, guys. Follow my advice. Do weight-bearing exercising every day so that you can not prevent but lower the rate at which you will develop what we call in medicine sarcopenia, means the loss of muscle. Sarkos in Greek means muscle. Sarcopenia means the lack, the deficiency of muscle, right? Sarcopenia of aging. Sarcopenia of aging is the medical term that we use to say age-related muscle mass loss or age-related muscle wasting. And that is, again, also extremely variable. Somebody's going to start at 45, like me. I start at 45, noticing that I'm losing muscle mass. And another person going to be at the age of 50, 60. There's going to be a huge amount of variation between races, black people, Japanese, Chinese. Everybody's so different, right? And of course, a woman, they start with a lower body muscle tissue already when they reach a certain age. Guys, it's a pleasure to be back online with you guys. I swear to God, I love it. It reminds me the good old days when I used to teach medical sciences to the student nurses, medical students, x-ray students, ultrasound students. I had all the time these classrooms full of students looking at me, and I love to talk to them. There was this whiteboard in the back, and I was writing and talking to them, answering questions and everything. And I had to give up because too much work at the clinic, so I had to give up teaching. And since I joined this YouTube channel, my God, it feels like I'm back in the classroom, just like the good old days. I know that you're there listening to me, and I love you. I love you. You are my students. All of you guys, whoever the cazzo you are, whatever the cazzo, your gender, your race, your religion, your politics, I don't give a cazzo. I love you, just like as if I was in the school and I'm teaching you to be healthy. I'm teaching you to grow old healthy. I'm teaching you, Dr. B, teaching you to stay away from these nasty chronic diseases, hundreds, thousands of them, right? That can destroy your retirement, that can kill you. Heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, liver failure, that can destroy your mentation, your cognitive ability, dementia, neurodegenerative diseases, arthritis, osteoarthritis. Dr. B is here to help you stay away from them so that you can age gracefully like Dr. B and enjoy your retirement, whether or not you retire. I'm never going to retire. It's not going to happen because I love so much medicine and seeing patients, and now I'm back in the classroom with you guys, right? So I will be, God willing, with you until I'm 100 years old and I die peacefully in my bed. And so get back to me, guys, if you have any question, guys. Put your question, your comment, anything you have to say, any question. It might take time for me to get back to you, but I swear to God, I will get back to you, even if it takes time. I love you all of you guys. I know you're there listening to me, hundreds of you listening to me. And you are my new students, guys. I love you all. I give you all a big hug, and God bless you for your viewership. And you give me back love the same way I love you, the same way my patients love me and give me back love, guys. I hope to talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.